Chet, what's a purple street light?
If you've walked around your
Oh, you know what? I've seen one of these. You know what? I lived in a house that had a purple street light in the backyard, actually. I don't know why. I think I just erased that house from my memory. I used to live in a place where, how do I say this? It's not that it necessarily wasn't on a good street. It's just that the street next to it wasn't a good street. So there were like frequent shootouts on the street next to my street. It was really creepy going in the backyard. One time I did like a Twitter space. That's what it's called, Twitter space. And I was like chilling on my back porch, and somebody from that other street emerged from their house and like stood in the doorway for a moment and stared at me and then started walking towards me, and I got so scared that I walked back inside. I was trying to be careful about like the OPSEC of it, so I said that I was like on my front porch, but I was on my back porch. It was not like some random person. It was one of the neighbors walked out and started walking towards me. And so I immediately went inside and locked all the doors, and I was so freaked out. I was so freaked out. That house had cockroaches. It was near a school, so constantly my internet would go out at peak hours because of like all of the traffic from all of the or not next to a school itself, but it was next to like some dorms. So constantly at peak hours, like everybody's going back home to their dorms and shit, and my internet goes to the shit, and my streams were at 9 p.m. in that time zone. So it's like when all the kids are like done with their fucking homework and they're chilling out watching TV and shit and playing on the internet, whatever, my internet would get super spotty, and it would be spotty basically consistently after like 3 p.m. And I remember getting into a call with management, and management was like, why is your internet struggling at this time? And they thought like I wasn't on like that good of terms with management back then, right? They thought that like I was like with it or something. Like I was trying to get out of streaming or whatever. I was like, do you want me to bring up my house on Google Maps? Do you want me to show you what I live next to? I can show you. I can show you what I live next to, okay? I can take a picture out my window. That was miserable. Living in that house was miserable. I would check like the neighborhood apps and stuff, and people were posting. I remember one time there was a shootout. One of my like next door neighbors had a bullet stuck in their brick wall of their house, and I'm sitting here like, my house is not made of bricks. So every time I heard a shootout, I would just run to the farthest end away from the street part of the house, and I would crouch down. And so there'd be like a room of separation. There was like a bathroom separation, and I would just be like, hope today is not the day I die from a stray bullet. There was always cops. I don't know what it was up with that street, because it was like a high traffic street, right? And I'm right next to some dorms. So I don't know if it was like on the edge of like gang territory or something, or like if maybe some of the people that lived on that street were like just involved in some shit and it was primarily them. I don't know. I don't know what was going on that street next to mine. All I know is that, Jesus Christ, I'm glad there's a house between mine and that street. I remember one of the other, the neighbor like right next to me was, or no, the neighbor right next to me was an empty house. It was like a condemned, scary house with weeds, I swear to God, almost as high as the building itself. Like it was, that yard was cursed, and they had an RV back there. And I remember all the time wondering, I don't know how they got an RV back there. I don't see how that was physically possible. Like the way they had to, like they had to have parked it before like the other houses got built or something. I don't like there's no way. There's fences everywhere. Maybe they tore down the fences. Maybe the fences went up after. I don't know. Anything is possible with meth and manpower. Picture. I don't have a picture. I did find a picture of somebody in my backyard, and that scared me. But the house after the condemned evil house with the mystery RV, that lady was a bitch. Oh my god. We would get like insane weather, okay? Like a horrible weather, and that would like fling everybody's trash cans around, right? So I streamed, I want to say like a lot later. At least I stayed up a lot later. So I'd be waking up more like middle of the day-ish. And I would get a knock on my door about my trash can. And it's like, bro, calm down. Calm down. She would like freak out on me about the trash can. And it's like, bro, I just woke up. I know what you want from me. I promise I will go out. I have never just left my trash all out in the road, okay? Please, I just woke up. Mind your business, man. She would freak out. Your trash is in my yard. You have paper all over my yard. Because we get insane winds. I don't, the neighbor next to us. Some of this is their trash too, man. I don't know what to tell you. Your trash is in my yard too. Jesus Christ. Crazy neighbor, yeah. I had one time, she came to my house in like the middle of the night. This bitch scared me, man. This scared me. She came to my house in the middle of the night. I feel great that I can tell these stories now because it's been so long. It doesn't matter. But she came to my house and it was like middle of the night, like for me anyway. So it was like 3 a.m. or whatever. And she was like knocking on my door and she was there for like 30 minutes. And I don't even have any idea. I have like security systems and stuff, so I had like all the footage, and I saw it when I woke up of her just standing there at my door, rambling. I can't even remember what she was talking about. She was just there for like 30 minutes, like rambling at my door. And I'm like, is this bitch like plotting to kill me? What is she doing? That's just meth. Was she high? I think she probably was. Man, remind me for that. I was so scared all the time living in that house, man. That shit was so cursed. The constant drive-bys, the like car accidents. There were so many car accidents. And let me be 100% clear. So there was like an intersection on that street with like a very reasonable traffic layout. All right, there's no question about what you can and can't do. And it's preceded almost immediately by kind of like one of those can opener bridges, you know, like it's got one of these low bridges.
The can opener.
Which, by the way, I have been to this bridge.
Yeah.
But the bridge is
the
like the bridge is like it's lower to the ground. Because how it used to be is that there was a railroad. And so the railroad tracks are street level and they just dug under it. So that way there could be a tunnel. So there's like a really steep drop basically under this bridge. So you have to slow down. This like dip down. And you would think most of the accidents would be trucks getting can opened or even getting stuck maybe because of like how steep like this incline is or this decline is. But no, it was always like at this intersection. I think not this specific one, but where I lived, I think it was people getting into like gunfights and stuff waiting at the intersection. The accidents were people like trying to drive off and then flipping their vehicle and stuff. It was insane. There was always car debris along that road. There was always shattered glass all along that road, up and down it. It was horrible. That place was horrible. My dentist, or no, not my dentist, my doctor had to fuck off for a while because she had to go fill in for another dentist who lived in another town. Or not dentist, another doctor who their son lived in our town. And he randomly got shot and killed outside a grocery store. So she had to go to another city to fill in for somebody else whose son died in our city. And I'm like, bro. I'm talking like a normal grocery store too, okay? A normal grocery store. Not some shit on like some random edge of town bullshit drug transaction or whatever. Like, no. You go to the Walmart in that city and there are security vehicles at every door with their lights flashing constantly. I liked that city, but oh my god, you had to be careful what parts you were on. You had to be so careful what parts of that city you're at, because it's a gamble whether you're at like the nice fun part or the evil part. PvP enabled city. Yeah, it's a very PvP enabled city.
Mwah! Mwah! Okay, get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, bye-bye.